Hey, and welcome back. Welcome to our Tuesday night live. We do upload 4 times a week here on the channel, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. However, Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. EST, we are live. And so if you're watching the live or the recording, welcome to the channel. Hopefully over the next 20-ish minutes, you get some value here tonight that'll help you make your weight loss journey a little easier, a little simpler, a little quicker. I don't know, when I was losing weight, if I could have just like waved my magic wand and went from morbidly obese to the goal, that would have been like the best thing ever. However, probably not, because if I just would have waved my magic wand, I wouldn't have learned anything. So even if I would have waved my magic wand and got to my goal, I would have gained it all back like all the rest of the times before. So probably not a good idea. Never mind. All right. Tonight we are going to be talking about work-life balance, weight loss, losing weight, working out, all of those things. Because this by far is one of the biggest questions I get. As a former weight loss failure turned success, as somebody who has done almost every fad diet, you name it, I've probably done it. And even the diets where I lost a little bit of weight, I was the chick who I'd do the diet and I'd lose some weight and then I'd go find it all again. So if I lost 50 pounds, I'd go find 55. If I lost 10 pounds, I'd go find 12. Like I'd always go find the weight plus a couple buddies. And so before we dive in, if you have not hit the subscribe button, make sure to do that. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. That way you do get notified when we upload any of our fit tips, weight loss tips. Listen, these tips that we give here on this channel, like these aren't things that I read in a book that I, went even to college for. These are things that I learned through the process of losing weight, of struggling and failing, and then finally succeeding. Finally going on to lose 161 pounds, finally going from a size 22 down to a size 2 and maintaining it for going on 6 years. And so this is stuff that has not only worked in my own weight loss journey in my own life, but clients that I've had the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients that I've had the privilege and honor to work with over these past 5 years. And so this stuff, it works. And so make sure you don't want to miss. If you're in the middle of it, you're starting it, you're thinking about restarting it, it is hard enough on your own. But there's power when you have people that are like-minded, when you can get inspired, even sometimes when you're hearing things you've heard before. Like sometimes we just need a reminder that yes, this works, and to constantly be putting the right stuff in here so that the right stuff comes out of here. Like there's so many times, like you ever heard something and you're like, dang it, I knew that. But it worked so well, you stopped doing it or you forgot about it. Or like me, I got distracted off on another one of my fad things that wasn't working, that I kept needing reminders to get back to the basics. So anyway, one of the biggest questions I get is, how do you do it all? How do you have time to meal plan? How do you have time to work out? How do you have time to make time for you, for self-care and bubble baths and manis and petties or a massage or any of those things, right? Any of those things, whether it's for your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, whatever kind of health you're talking about. I get asked all the freaking time, how do you have the time? How do you make time? And let me start with this, okay? And I learned this through business. And this was very profound for me in business. But I had never taken it over to my health until, 6 years ago, when I chose to make my health a priority. I had learned a concept through business, where they talked about everybody has 24 hours in a day. And how come some people are very productive and get done and other people don't? Is it that Bobby Joe Stewart down the road has 30 hours in a day and I only have 24? No, like if whether you are productive or not, the non-productive people and the productive people all have 24 hours in a day, okay? And so first and foremost, none of us are ever gonna get more time. And time is like money, time and money. There's like a vortex attached to them. I always think of like, to the Tasmanian devil, the twister. I always think of the twister, and your time and your money will get sucked up if you don't have a plan for it. And so often, most of us don't have a plan. There's like 20% of the population that is naturally good at planning. And the other 80% of us, it takes work to plan. We have to plan, and we don't like it. 20% of people actually enjoy planning. They enjoy making the plan. They enjoy executing the plan. It's like, crack for them. It's they love it. But the other 80% of us are like, didn't get that one. Because we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. All right. So here's what I will tell you. That if you do not plan for success, you won't have success. That in which you plan for, you will have. That in which you're just slinging crap against the wall and hoping for the best, well, good luck with that. I've tried that. I'm sure you've tried that. Doesn't work very well. So before we get into the time, all of us have the time, okay? And if you spend these entire 20 minutes of this video trying to justify with the time you don't have, listen, we can convince ourselves of anything. And for a very long time, I convinced myself that I was too busy to work out. All of a sudden, when I decided it wasn't about having the time, it was about making the time, I actually found the time to work out. I've been working out 6 days a week, every week for the past 6 years. But the previous decade, I didn't have the time. And that was pre-kids. When I didn't have the time, I had no kids. Now we have 3 kids, 2, 1, 8, 1, 6, and 1 not even a year yet. She's crawling everywhere. She's not walking yet, but anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into a breakdown of time, because it was really this example, someone breaking it down for me, that took all my excuses away. It was like my excuse buster. It was like the day someone came to town with the bat, and every excuse I threw at them, they were like, poof. I'd throw another excuse, poof. I'd throw another one, poof. They were hitting the balls right out of the ballpark with all my excuses. And so hopefully we're going to do that with your excuses today, because here's the deal. Excuses and results cannot coexist. You either have excuses or you have results. And I've had both, but they're not typically going to coexist. All right. So all of us have 24 hours in a day. We have 7 days in a week. That is 168 hours in a week that we have, every single one of us. Okay. So I'm just going to do some simple numbers. These aren't my particular numbers, but I felt like these were good, safe numbers. These are the numbers that I do with my clients. These are the numbers that I used to do with the employees that I worked with, for different examples, for different reasons and all of that. But, you can reappropriate time however you need to. But first and foremost, we are going to start with sleep. Everybody should be sleeping about 8 hours a night. Okay, that is the sweet spot. You should be anywhere between 7 and 9. 8 lands right in the middle. I know there's those people that, Carmen, I don't need that much sleep. Listen, we could do a whole nother video just on the benefits of sleep related to your health. I used to be one of those people that was like, I can sleep when I'm dead. Who needs sleep? When you are sleep deprived. Anyway, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. I'm not even going to go down that path, because then I won't get to this stuff. But let me know in the comments if you want to see a video on how important sleep is to your health, mental, physical, your weight, how sleep is directly related to your body dropping weight. Oh my gosh, so ridiculous. So in the comments, let me know if that's something you want to see. I have no problem doing that video, but that's not today's video. All right, so if you're getting 8 hours of sleep, which you should be, just take my word for it. You should be getting 8 hours a night sleep. You just should be doing it. Then you are left with 112 waking hours. If you minus the 60 some hours a week you're sleeping. Now we're going to give you 50 hours a week for doing the things. The laundry, the cooking, maintaining the house, running the kids to soccer, taking the dog to the vet, your washing machine broke and you had to go to Lowe's to get a new one, or Home Depot or Sears or wherever you go. All the things. Taking care of the house, 50 hours a week, taking care of the house, okay? And all the things you do around the house go in there, because sometimes it doesn't matter if you have a full-time job, like taking care of the house. And again, most of us, if you're in a co-parenting situation, if you're married, if you have a significant other or any help, most of us don't necessarily do that. But we're just going to say, if you are single, you don't have that help, you're doing it all, 50 hours a week, doing the kids, the house, all of that, okay? Next one, we're going to say 50 hours working. We're not even going to say 40 hours. We're going to say 50 hours. 50 hours working. So 50 hours running the house, running the kids, 50 hours working, 60 some hours sleeping. That means at the end of all that, and I don't know, I think those hours are pretty generous. Sure, there might be a couple people that are like, no, Carmen, I work 75 hours. Okay, great. Again, you can adjust this however you want, but at the end of the day, if you have 50 hours taking care of the house, 8 hours a night sleeping, 50 hours working, you are still left with 12 hours. You're still left with 12 hours. And that's what I call the you time, the me time. This is where you have time with friends. This is where you binge watch your favorite shows. This is including if you don't have kids yet. Oh my gosh, your time is freed up a ton. If you don't have kids in this equation. The you time, this is where you take the bubble bath. This is where you go get your hair done, your nails done. This is where you do your workout. And for me, my workouts get prioritized at the very top of this 12 hours. So if you do 6 30-minute workouts a week, 30 minutes times 6 is only 3 of those 12 hours. That means you have 9 hours left to talk to your girlfriends on the phone, go to the spa and get a treatment, go get your nails done, go take a walk. If you want to walk outside of working out, for some of you, working out might be included in that walk. Whatever it is that you want to do, you want to, scroll social media. Listen, the number one, 30 minutes a day is 2% of your day if you're doing a workout. And that's what I recommend to all my clients. Move your body 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. It's only 3 hours. It's only 2% of your entire 168 hours. You are allotted 2%. You have 98% of the rest of the day to do whatever the heck you want with. So inside of those 12 hours, that's almost 2 hours a day. Almost 2 hours a day. The problem with most of us who say we don't have the time, it's not that we don't have the time. It's that we are misappropriating the time. It's we are wasting the time. We are spending the time doing other things. See, when you actually start keeping track of your time, and this was something foreign to me. Listen, if you're there with all your time excuses, I ain't judging. I'm with you. I was there forever. I was like the time excuse queen. Now, if someone would have said to me, I didn't have time to work out. I didn't have time to meal plan. But if someone would have said, hey, we just had an hour massage open up for free. Can you make it in the next 48 hours? I certainly would have found the time, come hell or high water, to get to that free massage appointment. But finding 30 minutes to work out, I don't got time for that. I am busy with a capital B, baby. I ain't got time for no workouts. Listen. We have time for what we want to have time for. We make time for the priorities in our life. And if, so for me, not having the time, either I was lying and I did have the time, I just didn't want to make it, or I needed to shift some priorities. If I really was that busy and I didn't have the time for my health, if I didn't have 12 hours a week, for me, for my mental, my physical, and my emotional. Because for me, part of that 12 hours is also listening to certain podcasts that inspire me, that motivate me, that keep me on track. Part of those 12 hours is maybe going to get a massage. Not that that's every week, but you know. So if you truly don't have the time for you, it means your priorities are out of whack, and you need to readjust some things. Because if you are always burning the candle at both ends, and you're not making time to make sure you're emotionally healthy, you're physically healthy, and you're mentally healthy, you can't give to anybody else when you're not even filled up. When your tank is running on fumes, how can you give 100%? You can't give something you don't have. And so you've got to make sure you, first and foremost, you're taking care of you. And listen, it's not your fault. Like, we live in a society that says, do for so-and-so, do, give. Like, everyone around us is trying to take. You've got to also put your hand in the cookie jar and take from you for you. And being selfish isn't selfish, it is necessary. It is necessary. If you want to run this race for the long haul, if you want to be on this planet and have your health, your physical and your mental health, and you want to have your sanity, you have to start preparing for that. You have to start sowing into that. You've got to prepare for what you want. You can't just say, I want to be 80 and healthy, but I'm not going to do nothing to increase those odds. Because the truth is, we're not all going to be 80 and healthy. Most of us aren't going to make it to 80 is the facts. We're not going to be 90 and healthy. If we make it to 70, we're not going to be super duper healthy. Those are the facts. When I heard those facts, I was like, oh, I don't like those because my goal is to live to be 100. Well, if that's my goal, then I better do something to make sure that I do. And if I keep using time as my excuse to why I can't, or have you ever done this one? When I get more time, you know, man, 2021's coming up, and then it was 2020's coming up, and then, 2019, baby, gonna be my year. You ever got to like the first of a year and you're like, this is it. This is my year. This is my month. This is my week. And then all of a sudden, like the week went by, the month went by, the year went by. For some of us, the decades went by. And we didn't make the changes we said we were going to make. Time's going to pass. Regardless, what will you choose to do with it? And inside of those 12 hours that are left after sleeping, taking care of everybody else, and working, listen, you got 50 hours to take care of everybody else. 50 hours. That is 4 times the amount of time that you're going to take for you. 50 freaking hours. You're taking 12 hours for you. You've got to schedule those 12 hours, because let me tell you what's going to happen. If you don't take the time to schedule those workouts, to schedule the salon appointment, the massage, the manicure, the walk alone in nature, the you sitting outside on the front porch, the whatever it is, if you don't schedule those 12 hours, remember the vortex we talked about at the beginning, the Tasmanian devil? Those 12 hours are going to get sucked. Scrolling social media, doing whatever. They're going to get sucked, and then you're still going to go into the next week feeling like you didn't have any time. Burning the candle at both ends, not getting any closer to your goals, leaving your health, emotionally, physically, and mental health, all to chance. Still sitting there saying, after a year, the year after that, I just don't have time. I must have said I don't have time for a decade. I'm not even joking. My biggest excuse to not work out for me was not having the time. I mean, yeah, I didn't want to do it, but my biggest excuse that I said was I don't have the time. I literally went from not having the time, never doing it because I didn't have the time, to working out every single day, 6 days a week for the past 6 years. No one gave me more time. I simply chose to adjust some things. So will you choose in the next week, in the next month, in the next year to make the time for you, if you don't have the time to reprioritize so that you do have the time, again, I'm not even saying you need 50 hours, 20 hours, 12 hours. Get your 8 hours a night of sleep. You got 50 hours for everybody else. You got 50 hours for work if you have a full-time job. Leaves 12 hours for you. 12 hours for your health. 12 hours for your sanity. 12 hours. You can accomplish any physical, mental, or emotional goal you have in 12 hours a week. It's true. It's true. So anyway, yeah. I'm going to link in the description box because I know somebody always asks me this. In fact, I got this question today in my inbox, and it just so happens we not too long ago did a video on this. And so I shot them the link to the video. I'm like, oh my gosh, check this out. I just talked about this. So it's kind of on my brain, I guess, which is why I'm bringing it up. We actually, when I start talking about getting healthy and all of that, it always comes up, how often should I weigh myself? We actually did a video about a month ago or so where I talked about listen, I've done it all different ways when it comes to weighing myself. And I found a sweet spot, a place where it keeps me accountable. It's helped me maintain a size 2 without going crazy and being obsessed and all of that. And so I'm going to link that video in the description box, and how to have a healthy relationship with the scale and all of that. So make sure to check that out. Check out some of our other videos here on the channel, and we will hopefully see you on the next one. Thank you so